Hey, what's up YouTube? I'm out here at the Columbus Toy and Game Show here. Always a great time, always a good show. I'm set up as usual, having a blast. I'm gonna show you guys around the show, show you off my table, so stay tuned. Alright guys, so I'm going to start you off here at my table. My table this time was the biggest setup I've ever done. I rocked it out with 3 8-foot tables, and it was absolutely epic and exciting. I was able to set up so many different things. I had video games, I had Star Wars, I had G.I. Joe, Masters of the Universe, and the list just goes on and on. Jurassic Park, Superpowers, you name it, I had a little bit of it at my table, which is always really nice to offer that variety to people. Having this giant table set up just meant I could talk to more people about more things, and it was so much fun. The next Columbus show, I'm going to be rocking it out with 3 tables yet again. It was an absolute blast. There's an item I never thought I'd have the pleasure of selling, the R2D2 Pepsi cooler. I got one in a collection, and it's just so massive I didn't have room for 2. Moving right along here, guys, we're going to show you off the rest of the show. The Columbus Toy and Game Show took place this year, 2019, on September 8th from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. You guys, and this is a really great show. I've said it before, I'll say it again. CTS has never disappointed me, and it's always been such a good time. Guys, these gentlemen coming up here had a very nice booth set up. They had tons and tons of options. An absolutely massive booth. And see, the thing is, at Columbus, they're not the only ones that have that. That's a very common theme to have such a big and awesome booth set up. So here we go, let's look at this. I really like that Qui-Gon Jinn pop there. And they really had so much stuff that you couldn't even look at it all, which is absolutely fantastic. Here's an item they had that was flippin' amazing. The Ewoks Sit and Spin. A very rare piece, very reasonably priced, but you know, it was just a bigger item. I didn't have room for it in my collection, and it'd be really great for an Ewoks focus collector. Something you definitely wouldn't want to miss out on. This booth here had tons of great vintage Star Wars, from a proof card to carded figures and box 12-inch figures. Now, something I really need to add to my collection sometime is that Jabba vinyl carrying case, guys. I love the vinyl carrying cases, and you know, the Jabba one's super hard to track down, and when you do find it, it's usually super expensive and out of my price range. So, if you ever find one of those for a deal, hit me up. Not only did he have great vintage Star Wars, he had the Kenner 12-inch Alien, another super hard to find piece that's super fun to check out. This setup here was from Big Fun Columbus. They're a toy store in the Columbus area that always brings a huge hodgepodge of vintage to modern with a little bit of everything sprinkled in for the Columbus Toy Show. They're definitely worth checking out their booth at the show if you ever come, and going to their store. If you were looking for wrestling figures, Marvel Legends, or 6-inch Black Series, this booth here had them all. It was absolutely crazy how much they had. They had tons and tons and tons, lots of variety. If there was one you were looking for, they probably had it. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more videos. I'm moving a little bit fast through this one. That's just because this show had 420 vendors tables and is still growing. Each year it gets bigger and bigger and better and better. And it's just getting harder and harder to show it all off. Guys, here we have a pretty fun piece. It is a vintage bat done in the style of Mad Balls. So if you ever wanted to smash the Mad Balls out of the park, you can with that bat. Really cool piece to check out. Here we have some more vintage Star Wars in the box, which is always nice to see, and of some variety of other stuff too. What's up, guys? So it's been absolutely swamped at the Columbus Toy Show. If you weren't out here, guys, you're missing a great show. I'm gonna swing by my booth here, let you guys see what's left, and I'm gonna go walk around and check it out. So it's about midday at the show at this point, a little bit towards the end, and I had been hit so hard. As you can see, tons of stuff's missing from my table. I sold a giant Leonardo, a giant Megazord, sold my boxed Light Bright, sold tons of stuff. I had a great time, got to meet tons of individuals. And if you had the pleasure and honor of taking home a piece to your collection, thank you so much. It's always great to put those pieces into good homes. Wraps up my booth check-in, so let's move over and see the show promoter's booth, James Ford. James has a ton of stuff. He runs the show, so thank you, James, for always putting on such a good show. Had a blast this time around. So he has tons of vintage Star Wars, tons of vintage He-Man, G.I. Joe. Like me, he offers a little bit of everything, and he always has, those cherry pieces that you want to add to your collection. I mean, he has proof cards too. I really love checking out the proof cards. They're a piece of Kenner and toy producing history, and sadly they're way out of my price range, but they're so cool to check out. Moving on, this person here had tons of great boxed items, and it was actually the first time I've ever seen a Centurion in the package before, so it's really nice to see that. And it's always nice to see Inhumanoids. The giant Inhumanoids figures are super cool to check out. Here we have some sealed Kenner Superpowers and Marvel Secret Wars figures, as well as a great selection of carded Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And the TMNT figures, guys, had absolutely fantastic, perfectly clear bubbles, which you don't see very often, especially in the vintage figures. What's up, guys? I'm out here with Toxic Slob Retro here at the Columbus Toy Show. His name's Sean. He's a good buddy of mine. We go way back. We both live in the same area, and we're out here in Columbus dealing in the toys. So, Sean, how's your day going, man?
Day's going great. What's up, all you YouTube people? Glad to be hanging out with my buddy here, the Ohio Nerd. Yeah, show's going good. We still got lots of good stuff. You can check me out on Instagram at Toxic Slob Retro. If you see something you like, hit me up. I can ship anywhere in the world. Just to show you a couple cool things.
He's got some really awesome prototype art here, guys. Very awesome.
We've got some My Pet Monster prototype art. I have the complete mock-up with this, but this is hand painted for the lunchbox from 1985. I have the complete mock-up for that for the lunchbox. We got some Aurora monster models from the 60s. They're really nice painted. These guys are cool. They're pineapple ghosts from Dole Pineapples. They were melloways. They're pretty rare. And I just threw it because I'm cool like that. We got Mad Balls. I mean, we got all the weird stuff that you had back in the 80s and 90s.
If you're looking for weird stuff like Mad Balls or My Pet Monster, definitely hit him up. He's really consistent with always having good stuff. His focus collection is Mad Balls. So, Sean's always very knowledgeable. If you have any questions, hit him up on Instagram. If you're looking to buy something, you're looking to sell, hit us up. Talk to you later, guys.
Peace.
Stay tuned. That was my buddy Sean. We became friends through the toy world, which is a great way to meet people when you're at a show. And it turns out we lived in the same area, and we bonded over toys and became really good friends really fast. So this gentleman's booth here that you're seeing actually had never stepped at a toy show before. This was his first time, and let me tell you, he had the Dark Face Grizzler, which is a super hard to find piece. He had a Monomon. He had just absolute tonnage, and it wasn't just junky tonnage, it was quality tonnage. So another reason to come out to toy shows, you're going to see a whole bunch of things. From the European figures right there that were the last of the Yoda carded wave, to 30th anniversary figures, to just absolute tons. G.I. Joe, Indiana Jones, Mr. T, Marvel Legends. He had, I want to say, one of everything. It was crazy. If there was a line, he had an example of it. Make sure to smash that like button, guys, and to subscribe so that you don't miss out on part 2 coming up here shortly. If you're a Funko Pop collector, guys, definitely a good show for you. It had pops out the wazoo, but it also had tons of other things, so if that's not something you're into. They had tons of other options, as you've been seeing, but they had people that's whole setups were just popping, pun intended. The Spider Hawk pop right there, guys, it's really cool, and I didn't even know they made a Spider Hawk. This setup here, guys, had all the Megos, tons and tons and tons of Megos. I don't know if he had the full set because I'm not a Mego expert, but he had to be pretty darn close, and they were all in really good shape. Here's a piece you don't see very often, and this booth had 3 of them. The Muckman from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle line. That suffered from the weight lathe syndrome, where towards the end of the wave they just don't put out a lot, and you don't see it very often. But right there, 3 of them all in the same place. Here we have so many pops that if I took the time to show you all of them, I mean, you'd probably be here for another day. This place had so many pops at this one booth set up. Here's a very intriguing piece for Masters of the Universe, a Skeletor toothpaste topper. Super cool, and this gentleman also had some awesome prototypes. Thank you so much for watching the video, guys. Make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss part 2 of the Columbus Toy Show, because it was so massive I couldn't fit it in all into one video. Make sure to smash that like button, and guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and may the Force be with you.